No, I want to stick with the regulatory standards,
All right.
but I want to look at what the Waitangi Tribunal said about it. It said that we found that the Crown breached the treaty principles of partnership and active protection by failing to meaningfully consult with Māori before Cabinet took these decisions. So, again, when you say consultation is a key component of good lawmaking, why didn't you consult?
We ran a
Hang on, why didn't you consult with Māori over this bill?
Well, I did. But what they're saying is that Māori should be consulted differently and separately for everyone else. Guess what? I don't believe that.
Who did you consult with in Māoridom?
Well, we had 144 iwi-based groups who submitted in our public consultation. If that's not enough, then I don't know what is.
Yeah, but and what did they tell you? Because when I read it, it was 23,000 submissions, wasn't it? How many supported it?
That's irrelevant.
Is it?
Yeah, it is. And I'll tell you why.
Let's have the answer first. And the answer is 0.33%.
But here's the problem here.
0.33%.
Here's the problem. You're doing this show, and I hope you get some views on this one, because you want to try and raise the standards of debate in New Zealand. Now, you're smart enough to know that those 23,000 submissions, 99.5% of them were because somebody figured out how to make a bot make fake submissions that inflated the numbers. And you're getting in my face saying, you failed. That's what you're trying to do. If you want to raise the standard of debate, we can dismiss it right now and say, yep, it's got easier and easier as time's gone on.
I asked you, I asked you what the consultation was. You responded by saying it was in the submissions.
Yep.
And I responded by saying, well, not even a third of 1% agreed with your bill.
Yeah, because that quantum reflects nothing more than the fact that it's got easier and easier for people to make really, frankly, fake submissions. They've got bots, they can make a submission, they're doing it right now in regulatory standards. It doesn't actually move the debate anywhere. If you want to have a discussion about the merits of the bill, then we can do that.
Well, I think we are doing that.
Okay. So why did you bring up a percentage that you know is meaningless, that you know reflects nothing more than somebody managed to run a smart campaign with a bot? Why did you bring that up?
Well, how do you know that?
Because we've looked at them, because we know what the contents of them is.
So is it not worth people submitting on select committees now?
No, it's worth people submitting to select committees when you've got something that informs the committee and helps them to make better laws. Simply doing it because some organisation wants to harvest email addresses so that you can quote these numbers as if they're meaningful, when you know very well they're not.
Let's come away from
That's not worthwhile at all.
Let's come away from the Waitangi Tribunal. The Ministry of Justice...
Well, I do want to talk about the Waitangi Tribunal.
Well,
the Waitangi Tribunal made two basic claims. One is that you should treat Māori differently from everyone else. Meaningful consultation requires you to effectively be racist. So there's two types of people, they should be treated differently in our country. The second thing they said, and this is their whole report, which I read, said that you shouldn't have to treat people equally before the law. Well, actually, I think we should have to treat people equally before the law. If people disagree with that, they don't have to support the bill.